Hey, we're back. All right, we're here. We're live. We're whatever. No, it's pre-recorded. Hey, welcome to ESPC24. Hello.
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 I don't know, quick introductions.
Yeah, sure. I'm Chirag Patel from UK. I work with Patel Consulting, doing all things M365 and Teams compliance, and generally satisfy business users.
I didn't know we were going to do like a whole background story. Well, I was born a long time ago in Northern California. Christian Buckley, MVP, RD, and I've been involved with SharePoint and collaboration technology really close to the beginning of the SharePoint space. So I got involved with SharePoint and started going to events back in 2005.
It was actually pretty funny because I was doing the community booth and you have pictures there with your face on, and I got people over there coming like, who is this guy? And I'm like, that's Christian Buckley. Yeah. Is he working for Microsoft? Yeah, he used to.
No,
what does he do? SharePoint.
Okay. So he was doing my sales. That was excellent.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ash.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm Laura Rogers. I'm an MVP also, and my company is IW Mentor. It's online training and consulting, and I've been doing SharePoint for 20 years.
Yeah.
Awesome. My name is Marijn. I'm MVP, SharePoint stuff thingy. Office 365 Distilled is the podcast as well. That's it.
Yeah. All things community, right? So
Yeah. Well, we're all community players. We're doing a lot of things out there.
We love it.
Well, community players, that's the wrong phrase. That's like, you're the local, they're down there doing the theater group that's doing little plays in your neighborhood. No, but so looking at this event, here we are, we're in Stockholm. How's the event been for you guys? Like any takeaways or great conversations with a vendor or an attendee?
Copilot.
Copilot?
Agents. Yeah.
It's all about agents.
it's all about Teams as well, right? With Copilot on top.
When I talk to people about Copilot, which is the big theme here, I usually ask what specific examples and specific use cases that they have in the real world and what use cases they're using in their demos, because those are the kind of things I like to keep in mind when I'm trying to explain it to people.
Yeah. Well, so I was interested out of Ignite, which was a couple weeks back, we're starting to see more, not that Microsoft hasn't had like ROI statements and customer testimonials about what they've been doing from early on, but we need to see more and more of that. I love having those conversations like, here's how we're using it, here's what we're doing with it, and especially now with agents and the idea of not just taking the package solution out of the box and utilizing that tool, but here's what we're building with this, here's how we're extending that personalized experience for our customers, for our employees.
Yeah. This morning I was in a session of Carolina Ketukari, and she was demonstrating how she, in her financial organization that she works for, has been deploying Copilot for 2,000 people and how they did it, what the pitfalls were, what didn't work, what did work. And I thought that is really what we need at this point, like just good practice that work in the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was also good, like in the general sense from a keynote perspective, right? To get the overview around where we are with all the evolving of the Copilot side of things. And I kind of went to a different session, so I'll probably let you come to that part. But for the audit parts, because where's the audit in all these things? So I went to Tony Redmond's session, and obviously seeing some of the behind-the-scenes operations around how the auditing capabilities work through PowerShell, of course. So slightly different view from completely on the AI side of things.
Tony's great at picking apart the technology, showing you like, here's gaps, be aware of these things. And that's where a lot of, as a governance guy, that's where a lot of governance is at play, is when the feature that you need is not there, or it's not the capability, the standard up to what you need for your organization, and governance kicks in. But there's a lot of great, I'm biased because I talk about governance so much. I hear that, like my ears ring if somebody's talking governance somewhere in the building.
He used the G word again, didn't he?
That's right. But there are multiple sessions that are around that topic. Whether they explicitly list it as a governance session, they talk about it. Yeah. But there's some other stuff. Any other standouts from the keynote for you guys?
For me, the M365 logo, new logo, and I asked Jeff Deeper afterwards in the AMA as well, like, is that now going to be the new M365 logo? And the answer was like a little giggle and then a very long-winded marketing approved answer about maybe. So, okay, that was interesting.
I'm excited about all the SharePoint updates, the agents in SharePoint, the new column type in SharePoint for Copilot, and SharePoint just design concepts that are new, like the brand center and just the more free-form way to design your pages.
Isn't it amazing how far just the design aspect of SharePoint
Holy
has come?
cow, yeah.
Yeah, it's the control that you'll be able to have and overlapping info. It's true, WYSIWYG. It's the like drag it on the screen, overlap images, so you get exactly what you want.
It's not your mom's SharePoint.
No. But one of the things that also was new to me was the messaging around of the web scope versus work scope. It made me think of like inner loop, outer loop, if you remember that messaging too. Yeah. But it's an important part when you're talking about training people on using AI, is to be aware of what is the scope of the solution that you're using. If you're using a consumer-based solution, be careful. If you put your intellectual property into like ChatGPT, then it's going to go out, it's going to train the model, it's going to go to the world. It's no longer your IP. You just made it open source. Versus anything you do within Copilot is your content. It has all the security that you put in place for that. And so I loved that language of, again, this is web scope versus this is work scope, to get people trained on that idea. And this just comes down to, you need to understand how the technology you're using actually works, so that you don't make mistakes, like open sourcing your intellectual property.
Right.
Don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was a couple of things around the agent side of things, the interpreter agent, like how that will make difference, like the translation and almost mimicking that voice. I think that's quite magical to see that. But the other part is also bringing some of the administration capabilities together, right? The Viva Insights, which is getting renamed to.
Well, they're talking about bringing Copilot to the admin experience, and there's more of that coming. Like, I don't know if there's any announcements like what specifically they're doing. We've all been wishing for that, but
it's a logical next step,
of course. Yeah. And so we're going to see more of that type of capabilities. That was official language coming out of Jeff Teeper's mouth, so it's happening.
Yeah.
We just don't have any roadmap to talk about there.
But also some of the reporting capabilities, right? The Copilot Analytics, which is now renamed from Viva Insights, and then the SharePoint Advanced Management too, right?
That's what the admins want.
Bringing all that, so that's bringing all together now. So hopefully that makes it easier. Yeah.
It's I mean, there's some conversation also around the SharePoint Advanced Management and what's actually covered. It's still very complex. Like, which licenses do you have to have for each of those? And it seems like some of these decisions that have been made by Microsoft are streamlining that, simplifying that, bringing that together.
I'm so excited about being able to have that SharePoint Advanced Management as part of having a Copilot license. You just get it.
It's a whole lot easier.
I cannot wait. Yeah.
You need it if you're running Copilot. So now it's built in and comes with it. So. Yeah, those are
brilliant. Yeah, you were talking about the interpreter agent. I was in a session where we had Planner and the project manager.
There were questions out of the AMA around Planner and the integration as well. I mean, that is
that as well. But the actual session from the Planner team talking and then demonstrating that project manager agent, so powerful.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, actually doing a session on that in a conference in the spring. So already had an abstract accepted on that topic.
So they better not dilly-dally and just get it out.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's always the difficulty with being a speaker. You are for a lot of these sessions. These are topics that
leading edge, right?
Yeah, they are very leading edge. And sometimes you're like, are the features going to be released on time? If there's a delay, you're like, what am I going to do for that session that I'm giving in a month? And it got delayed to next quarter. Yeah. Good times. Yeah.
And renamed 2 times.
And renamed. That's right.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, it's great to be back here together with the conference. A lot of activity coming on, but we're doing daily wrap-ups of the show. So keep watching all the content out that's coming from ESPC. It's happening year round. There's content. Of course, there's 3 events over the course of the year as part of the ESPC team. So you can see a lot that's on the website and get to those other areas that are in Fabric and Power Platform, as well as the collaboration community. But yeah, you can be involved in it year round.
Absolutely. It's my favorite event of the year.
And a bunch of webinars as well throughout the year.
There's always content that's coming to the site. So
This is my first ESPC. I love it so far.
Hey.
Yeah.
This is, how many have there been? Do we know the number?
I think, was it 10?
A lot.
Like
10,
13
at
or
least-
14
at
or
least
something
10.
like that?
Yeah.
Like I've been to every one of them, but I don't know how many there are. So yeah, it started
Great
in
conference.
2011. Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, well, thanks
Cool.
for
Excellent.
gathering together.
Great.
Thanks a
Ciao.
lot, folks.